Hi everyone, I'm Wish and welcome back to our channel. Today, I will be sharing my honest experience of pursuing an MBA from Side Business School, University of Oxford. Whether you're considering Oxford or any other top business school in the UK, this insider perspective will help you make an informed decision. So, you're thinking about doing an MBA in the UK in 2025. You're probably wondering, is it actually worth it? Will it help me land a better job? Will I make my money back? I have been exactly where you are right now. Researching, comparing costs, contemplating, and questioning if this is the right choice. Since graduating, I've spoken to countless people who wanted to pursue an MBA in the UK. So I exactly know the common questions and thoughts that come to an individual's mind. In this video, I'll break down my personal experience, covering everything from total cost and job opportunities to networking value, and ultimately share what I really think about doing an MBA in the UK. For more personalized advice, I'm available for one-on-one consultations through my TopMate page, which I will link down in my descriptions below. All the proceeds from the TopMate page are donated to women's education back in India. For those who are new here, my partner and I create content revolving around our life in London and our travels in Europe and beyond. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and do press the notification bell icon. It really motivates us to create more content for you all. So let's get started. Before I break down the costs and benefits, let me share why I chose UK for my MBA. For me, there were a few big reasons. First, shorter duration. In the UK, most of the MBA programs are usually 1 year long, which means that the programs get over soon and you can be back in the workforce quickly. That means less time away from work and lower opportunity cost. Second, 2-year post-study work visa. This was a game changer introduced from 1st of July 2021. Before that, students only had about 6 months to find a job that would also sponsor them. But now you can really stay back in the UK for 2 years post your studies to experiment with different job opportunities, work for that startup that you really wanted to, and really work with an employer of your choice without worrying about getting sponsored. Third, international recognition. UK MBA, especially from top business schools such as London Business School, Oxford, Cambridge, Warwick, etc., are recognized worldwide. Fourth, networking and career opportunity. I wanted to connect with professionals from different industries and countries, and I truly got what I was looking for. For instance, my cohort represented over 70 plus nationalities, and almost 50% of the cohort were women. This diversity brought incredible perspectives to our classroom discussions and networking events. But personally, the two biggest reasons for me to choose UK were: 1. Location. The UK's proximity to my home country was very important. I wanted to be somewhere my parents could easily visit with a relatively shorter flight. And second, language. I wanted to be in an English-speaking country. These personal factors really helped me narrow down on the UK for my MBA. But of course, there were a lot of concerns as well, like the high tuition fee, competitive job market, and the visa regulations. I knew I had to be strategic to make the most of it. Alright, let's talk about money, because of course this is one of the biggest factors while deciding whether you want to pursue an MBA. Here's how much I actually spent in my MBA that I pursued back in 2021. My Oxford MBA fees were £63,000. Since I last graduated in 2022, the fees has now increased. As I look at the website, the fees now is £83,770. This tuition fee will also vary from school to school. For instance, LBS tuition fee for 2025 MBA intake is £119,950. On top of the tuition fees, you also have to consider the living expenses. So I spent approximately £20,000 for additional expenses, which were my living expenses. So for example, accommodation, networking, traveling within the UK, food and social life. Now the living expenses would also vary from person to person depending on what your lifestyle is and what your budget is. And on top of that, there would also be other admin expenses such as visa and health insurance. In total, my MBA set me back by about £90,000. And if you're taking out a loan, the interest adds more to the cost. I know these numbers sound really scary, but a lot of MBA students fund their MBA through company sponsorships, loans, and scholarships. Okay, let's talk about the benefits because there were a lot of upsides to my MBA experience. First, career advancement. Many of my classmates switched industries and also got roles at senior positions. Personally, for me, I was able to make the coveted triple jump. That is a change in industry, location, and function. I ended up landing a role in a FANG company. Second, networking and industry connections. The people I met during my MBA, be it classmates, professors, or even alumni, became an integral part of my professional journey. Almost 3 years on, and I'm still in touch with so many of them. In fact, I've made friends for life. The MBA provides access to all past alumni and also all future graduates. So it's not just a year-long relationship, it's a lifetime relationship because you get invited to all the alumni events. You still have access to the career team, and there are a lot of events that keep on happening for MBAs even after they've graduated. The global nature of the Oxford MBA is that I could virtually find an MBA graduate in any country that I travel to. Third, international exposure and soft skills. I collaborated on projects with people from diverse countries, language, background, and that really helped me hone my leadership, communication, and problem-solving skills. And fourth, personal growth. The MBA experience pushed me out of my comfort zone, challenging me to think critically and strategically. It boosted my confidence, gave me a global perspective that is invaluable in today's interconnected world. Now talking about challenges, of course, it was all not smooth sailing. Here are some of the key challenges that I faced. First, the job search isn't automatic, even with a prestigious MBA. With a 2-year work visa, you still have to find a job that is ready to sponsor you after your visa is expired if you really want to stay in the UK long term. The career teams in your MBA programs are really supportive, but they're not going to hand out jobs. Their role is to act as a career coach or a mentor. So you reach out to them in order to understand what your career goals are, or to get your CVs reviewed or get your cover letters reviewed. They would also manage a job portal, and they would also organize a lot of networking events. But more than 90% of the work has to be done by the candidate alone. The current economic climate does not make things easy either. You're not just competing with your peers, but also people from the other MBA programs and a lot of professionals who have a lot of experience. Fewer companies are hiring, which means there are less available roles and more competition. Talking about competition, of course, you're in this MBA program with people from across the world who are highly skilled and talented. So you really need to find a way to differentiate yourself in the job market. You have to think that everyone is sort of applying to similar roles and companies. So you really need to think about why you. And third, of course, the time management challenge. One of the biggest struggles is, of course, trying to balance your academics with job hunting and then also make time for social events and networking. It's exhausting, truly speaking, and really requires good time management skills. You would also constantly have to prioritize things during the MBA, which means sometimes sacrificing a networking event for academics and sometimes pulling all-nighters to get that job application through. Well, my personal experience is that I also faced a lot of rejections before really landing on my dream job. But I think what really worked for me was that I started planning a bit ahead of my MBA. So my sincere advice to all of you who have decided to pursue an UK MBA or you're still thinking about is, the UK MBA programs are just 1 year long. At least most of them are, which means that you need to get started slightly before the MBA program actually kicks off. Which means before the MBA program, you should ideally start networking and start thinking about what kind of job, what kind of industry you want to get into, and speak to people who are working in those industries and those companies. Now, I'm not saying that you should know exactly what you want to do and the company and the industry you want to work in, but you should at least know what you don't want to do, because that really helps in narrowing your scope. Now, remember, I'm sharing these challenges not to discourage you, but actually give you an honest picture and help you prepare mentally and strategically. Yes, it's not just the UK economy, but the global economy, which is really challenging right now. But with proper preparation and managing your expectations, you can really excel. So, is the UK MBA worth it in 2025? Here's my final verdict. It is worth it only if you have a clear career goal. I've spoken to a lot of people over the course of 3 years, and sometimes people just want to do an MBA because they want to tick it off their list. Now, you have to really treat MBA not as an end goal, but as a bridge from where you are to where you want to be, which means that you should really know where you want to go with this MBA degree. And unfortunately, the reality is that even though MBA is sort of a coveted degree, in the UK at least, your work experience, your resume, and what you bring to the table is sometimes more important. In simple terms, would mean that even if you have an MBA degree, the job market would prefer somebody who has more relevant experience. Second, the MBA in the UK is really worth it if you're mentally ready to be outside of your comfort zone, which means that you have to actively network to find those job opportunities. And third, and this goes without saying, MBA in the UK makes sense if you can financially afford it, which means that you know what your plan B would be in case you're not able to find a job in the UK. And remember, sometimes the MBA benefit is not immediate. It may take about 2 to 3 years to really see the benefit of the MBA in terms of your paycheck. And also, you have to remember that this MBA degree is sort of a brand that sticks with you. So it's not just about a year. This degree stays with you for your entire life. Now, an MBA UK might not be the right fit for you if you're not sure about your return on investment and you're not sure on how you're going to fund your MBA. Second, if you're pursuing MBA just for the sake of a degree, then I would not recommend pursuing an MBA from the UK. You really need to use MBA as a bridge from where you are to where you want to be. Third, you really need to think about whether you really need an MBA. For example, if your salary is almost the same as the average salary of MBA graduate, then why do you really need an MBA? The answer to that question should be very clear in your mind. I have come across people who would pursue an MBA only to land at the same salary where they started from, and sometimes even lower salary. So you really need to again be okay with the fact that the MBA degree might show results 2 or 3 years down the line. Well, for me personally, it was absolutely worth it. I was able to make the coveted triple jump, but most importantly, I grew professionally and personally. But again, everyone's situation and wants are completely different. So you really need to decide for yourself. So weigh your options based on your personal circumstances and career goals. Well, I hope this video gave you some clarity on whether you should be pursuing an MBA from UK. If you're considering this path, what is your biggest concern? Are you worried about the job market or perhaps a financial investment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective and answer any questions you may have. If you found this video helpful, hit like button and subscribe and press the notification bell icon to join our community. I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible. See you until next time.